Hey, it's John. I'm out in Wyoming. I rented one of the Harley Davidson Pan Americans with my brother. So we'll do kind of like a pseudo review. Let me see if I can flip this around so you can see it. Yeah. Alright, so here they are, two 2023 Pan Americans. Basically brand new. They only got a few miles on them. Overall, pretty good bike.
I'd say they're a good bike. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time.
Hey, it's fun. Back brake is light though. I don't like the way that back brake works. That's my biggest complaint. I don't know if that's with the ABS setup. Plenty of power. Put it in sport mode, the bike wants to go.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think we're going to be doing any off-roading because they are rentals.
We're babies.
Hang on, let me see if I flip this camera around. There it is.
An enthusiast. Is yours an enthusiast?
I don't know.
Mine says enthusiast right there. So that means
you're more enthusiastic than I am.
I'm more enthusiastically than you.
Well, you have been actually.
It's because I got a lot of pent up aggression. It's been
pent up aggression. All right, well, I'll take that. I'm trying to relax. I'm on vacation. I've never seen a landscape like this being from New Jersey. If I can figure out how to flip this camera around.
I hope you ride better than your videography.
Me too, because that could be a disaster. So we're going to continue on. We're heading up to what? Cook City?
Try and grab some
lunch.
A late lunch.
A very late lunch.
Yeah.
Because it says we got like 41 miles yet.
It's about 41 miles.
So we'll see you guys in Cook City.
Am I telling it?
Yeah, you start. Go ahead.
I only got the one I can remember. I'm
That's
old, man.
That's the best part about dad jokes. All right, I'll go first. Sue and I were discussing that in life it is important to embrace your mistakes. So she got up and gave me a hug.
There you go.
There you go.
What do you call a chameleon that can't you can't even listen. What do you call a chameleon that can't change its colors? A reptile dysfunction.
I caught the kids on eBay the other day. They're still there tomorrow. I'll have to lower the price.
I tried child-proofing my home. Unfortunately, they keep coming in.
Hello, I'm John. I'm the guy that owns this crazy channel. Can't seem to quite figure out which direction I want it to go. I'm driving, so I'm going to talk while I'm driving, and can't make much eye contact because I tend to steer where I'm looking. Anyhow, part of the trip was renting 2 Harley Davidson Pan American motorcycles. I've been reading a lot about these on various websites, YouTube channels, and some of the magazines I subscribe to. I'm not a Harley guy by any stretch of the imagination, although I have been admiring the company since they took it back from AMF. And, they definitely build a decent product. Fast forward, I was planning the trip out to Montana. My wife was asking me, what's the one thing you want to do? I'm like, I want to rent a motorcycle, and I want to do some of the mountain rides. Currently, I own and ride a BMW, not the GS. I ride an RT 1150. I'll get into my philosophy on motorcycles a little bit later. It is a little bit of an older bike. That is by choice. My philosophy on motorcycles is this. There's a lot of absolutely wonderful motorcycles out there built by a lot of great manufacturers. Life is too short, and I want to ride a lot of motorcycles and own a lot of motorcycles. So generally, I trade motorcycles when they need tires. So when I wear out a set of tires, I start shopping for another motorcycle. Might be older, might be newer, whatever tickles my fancy at the moment. Currently, I'm on an 03 BMW 1150 RT. Love this motorcycle. I love the way it rides. I love the way it handles. And it's been reasonably dependable, especially for a 20-year-old motorcycle. I'm right now, at the moment of this recording, sorting through some ABS issues. I think I've got it figured out. But that's another video for another day and another time. Back to the Harley Pan American. Overall, I liked the motorcycle. Few quirks, things I didn't like, and I'll go through that in a moment. So, we were staying in Belgrade, Montana, just outside of Bozeman. Closest place I could rent a motorcycle using Eagle Rider was out of Billings, Montana. I arranged to rent 2 Harley Davidson Pan Americans, one for my younger brother and one for myself. I had set out and scheduled a Monday that we'd pick up the motorcycles Monday morning. Glenn from the dealership in Billings, Montana was incredible. Showed up on his day off, had the motorcycles outside and ready for us early in the morning. Was thorough in giving us instructions, providing helmets, making sure we had everything we needed, or thought we needed, for the trip. My brother, he went through the various menus on the screen and the motorcycle's ride menus or ride modes. Gave us a pretty thorough rundown of how to operate the motorcycles. My brother and I are both experienced motorcycle riders. I don't know, we both have thousands and thousands of miles. I've been riding motorcycles for 40 some years. I bought my first street bike at 17. and pretty much have always had one. There's maybe a 1-year period I didn't, but that actually I don't think was a full year, and I had another motorcycle. So anyway, we got to the Pan Americans. They're outside waiting for us. One is black, the other was in the army dress with the army drab green, the stars, says US on the tank. There's some pictures posted in this video prior to this. Not yet quite sure where I'm going to stick this. Good looking motorcycle. At least I think they're good looking. They had the panniers on them, all three. Absolutely roomy boxes, sealed and locked very nicely. We did a few laps around the dealer parking lot. I noticed right off the bat that the rear brake on the bike I was riding wasn't the best. I kind of just foolishly thought to myself, that must be part of the ABS system. My BMW has a linked ABS system, keeps the bike level while braking, does a phenomenal job at it when it's working. Well, lady, we're all trying to go. Go! You idiot! So the world stops for you, moron? The panniers roomy. I thought the bike felt good to sit on. It's got this self-lowering feature when it's stopped, and the bike rides up to the ride height when you're moving. And like Glenn told us at the dealership, you most likely will not even notice that the bike is going up or down. For the most part, he was absolutely right. I could not say that I noticed the bike settling down when you came to a stop. I'm a 5'11" guy. I found getting off the motorcycle a little tough because that top box blocked my foot coming off. It took a little bit of effort, but nonetheless, I am also 60 and my body doesn't bend like it used to. A small thing to complain about. So we set out on Glenn's recommendation. He told us that Cook City was a beautiful ride and a great place to grab lunch. Didn't tell us so, it was about 200 miles. However, in Montana, the interstate speed limit is 80 miles an hour, and on the secondary roads, I believe it was 60. Not much traffic in Montana, so cruising at 80 miles an hour because we observed the speed limit. Motorcycle easily did it. I was impressed with the power. Glenn was every bit right when he described the modes to us. The rain mode really sucks all the life out of the motorcycle. Cruise mode is just for cruising and fuel economy. Then there's sport mode. Yeah, you throw the bike into sport mode, it's an animal. And that thing has got tons of go power. At a 220 plus pound guy, that thing took off like crazy. Getting on the highway was absolutely a blast. Bike cruised at 80, 85 easily. If you wanted to bump up your speed, not that I did, it quickly would go north of 3 digits. Not that I know directly. Anyway, so we head out to Cook City. We accomplished the 200 miles, did some incredible mountain roads with switchbacks and views that were completely mind-blowing. We get into Cook City, had a wonderful lunch at a place called Beartooth Cafe. Great lunch, sat out on the front porch. A lot of motorcyclists riding through there, and that's absolutely one of the things I love about motorcycling, especially when you're away from home. It's just meeting all the other people and various motorcycles, their experiences in riding, how many miles they rode. Kind of chased this one group from stop to stop of some serious adventure bike riders. I mean, these guys could ride, no doubt. Didn't brag about it. They were skilled. They had great motorcycles, everything from the GS. They had the Suzuki and the KTM, all adventure bikes. None of them were riding a Pano, though I did notice that, and they had a lot of questions on my thoughts on that. And just a great bunch of guys. They were from all over the country. You guys have remained friends for years. An absolutely incredible story. One of the things about motorcycling I absolutely love. Anyway, we left Cook City and headed up towards Beartooth Pass. I don't remember the route my brother programmed in. I, for the most part, was following him. The roads going from Cook City up into Beartooth Pass are absolutely beautiful. They're fun to ride. There's some really tight switchbacks. Absolutely enjoyable. Motorcycle was well up to the task. As we're getting into the very top of Beartooth, which is 10,000 plus feet, I'll have to look up the exact elevation. There is snow up there yet, and it's not impossible for them to have snow in the mountains in August. Now, for a guy from Jersey, this is just a foreign concept. Anyway, we get to the top of Beartooth Pass. The sky darkened very quickly, got very heavy, and it just started to pour. And when I say pour, it was like somebody poured a bucket of water over me. I was drenched to the bone in a matter of moments. No hiding from any of this, regardless of motorcycle. The temperature at that elevation was in the mid to high 40s, so you definitely felt the chill. I did not bring rain gear with me, as was not anticipating rain. I did not bring a pair of gloves with me because the temperature at my brother's house was in the mid 80s. So to say I was ill prepared is an understatement. Nonetheless, here we are, 10,000 plus feet, no trees, no place to hide, lightning visibly striking the ground a distance not too far away from where we were. And my younger brother's like, what do you want to do? You want to stop and try to wait it out, or you want to go? Well, I don't know, stopping made no sense to me because there was no place to hide. We were probably the highest thing at that point on the mountaintop. I'm like, let's keep going. Let's just keep it slow. So we start our descent down the other side of Beartooth Pass towards Red Lodge. The switchbacks are crazy tight switchbacks. In the rain, and it felt and sounded like sleet. It felt like sleet hitting my hands. Looked like sleet bouncing on the road. I don't have any video footage of it because I don't have a waterproof GoPro or camera at this point. To say I was probably the most scared I have ever been riding a motorcycle was coming down Beartooth Pass in that weather. The wind was blowing strong enough you feel it on the motorcycle, and leaves were swirling. Definitely sleeting. I was afraid of a slick road doing those tight turns, and at this point the rear brake on the Pan American failed completely. I could stand on that brake and it had absolutely zero stopping power, so I was completely reliant on the front brake, which honestly in that situation performed very well, although I was definitely very cautious with it. Got down to the bottom of the valley. It was still raining. There was evidence that the sleet had been harder there than where we were because it was piled up on the sides of the road. Got into the city of Red Lodge. First we went into a pizza place where they had the air conditioning cranking, soaking wet. I was like, no way, I'm not going to be able to sit here. Plus the water was still literally dripping off me. Opted for a cup of coffee at a gas station. Stood around, tried to warm up. It was 80 degrees outside, and the sun and the sky started to clear where we were. My brother looks it up on the GPS. We had 133 miles to get back to his home. So we, At this point, the motorcycle my brother was using, he started getting engine errors and fault modes on his display screen. We pulled over and we called the dealership. They said, just ride it. It's not going to harm the motorcycle. You'll be fine. So that's what we did. We were back on the interstate heading towards Bozeman, Belgrade area. And all of a sudden, his motorcycle went into limp mode. Dropped our speed significantly. I think we were stuck at like 45 miles an hour, if that. So it definitely made our trip longer, and the motorcycle would go in and out of limp mode. No reason. Don't know, don't understand. He had also a bunch of other faults flashing on the screen intermittently. There's this valley right by near his home where it's always incredibly windy, like very windy, where pick you up and move you over a lane on a motorcycle windy. So that also reduced our speed. We got through that area, and then we pulled into a gas station, shut down, relaxed, refilled the motorcycles, and we had, I don't know, a little bit of time left. I don't know, I guess we probably had about 70 miles left to get back to his house at that point. And fired the motorcycles up. All the faults went away on the Pan American he was using, and the bikes ran absolutely perfect after that. So I don't know what the source of the faults were, maybe because we got so stinking wet. But it seems to me if you're going to build an adventure bike, you should make sure that it can handle getting wet. So that was a little disappointing. In hindsight, we did some research on the web. The bike or owners of the motorcycle have been experiencing what they call phantom faults. The next morning when we took the 100-some mile ride back to the dealer in Billings, both bikes ran incredibly well, although the rear braking capability on the motorcycle I was riding never came back. I didn't find anything to say that this is a problem with the motorcycles, so I'm just going to chalk it up as a one-off issue. Something went wrong with that particular motorcycle at that particular moment, so I don't think it's an issue with those bikes. Overall experience, yeah, I think it's a good motorcycle. I definitely had a lot of fun riding it. Would I buy one? No, because adventure bike or adventure motorcycling is not really what I do. Not a big dirt gravel guy. When there's paved roadways around, I'd much rather be on my sport tour, ride that. But with that said, that's me. I still think it's a decent motorcycle. If you ever get an opportunity to try one, just the experience of the power of that bike is incredible. That thing really gets up and moves. I mean, I have owned sport bikes. I have ridden sport bikes. Both my sons owned sport bikes. My one son owned the Triumph Speed Triple, which is crazy fast. He recently sold that and now riding an Indian. My other son is riding an SV650, also a respectably fast motorcycle. So I did definitely enjoy that part of it. Rode the thing over 500 miles day one that we were out on them. Definitely a comfortable motorcycle. Heated grip system they have on that, easy to use, definitely works. And saved me from being in an almost impossible situation. Kept my hands warm enough that I could continue to function, accurately ride and ride a motorcycle safely. Very good at that. I did not use the cruise control. I don't really use cruise control in my cars either. Just a personal thing. My brother did activate the cruise control on his bike. He said it was great. He loved it. And that's it. That's my feeling on the Pan American. And that's one full day of riding it, 500 miles plus test ride, if you will. I think it was worth the rental money I paid for it. I appreciate the dealership in Billings. I think Glenn is a great guy. If you get out there and you want to rent a motorcycle with Eagle Rider, you will be dealing with Glenn. He's prompt in text messaging. He's very good about answering the phone calls. Definitely was worthwhile experience. Other than the faults after the other Pan American got soaking wet, that would be something that would concern me, especially when I read online, going through some of the forums and stuff, that the bike has had reported problems of phantom faults. Yeah, I think Harley's got to fix that. I don't see no reason why they can't. Everything else, though, I'd say good job, Harley, but just not quite there yet. And that's it. Thank you, guys.